Hi, my name is Bvalarao. I am a respiratory therapist with my NPS. I have been practicing as a respiratory therapist for the past 8 years. I started off in Los Angeles attending a children's hospital as a student, and I absolutely fell in love with the hospital, and eventually I got hired there. It was an intense 6 years. The hospital itself had some of the sickest children, sickest patients I've ever experienced. But it was a very humbling and great learning experience. I don't regret it at all. After that, I eventually became a travel respiratory therapist, and that's where I discovered labor and delivery in NICU, and it has been a huge game changer. I feel that there's no greater joy in my career than to witness a parent meet their child for the very first time in their life. I've witnessed so many strong women go through childbirth, and I've seen so many fathers cry. It continues to be one of my most fulfilling experiences as a therapist. And then as far as my favorite dessert goes, I love ice cream. Anything about ice cream I absolutely enjoy. I've always loved ice cream growing up. Put ice cream in between cookies, amazing. However, I've narrowed it down to 3 different types of ice cream. Let's start off with your standard grocery store ice cream, where you can get off a pint. Those are your go-to bread and butter of just toss it in the freezer at any moment in time of the day, grab a spoon, get yourself a spoonful, enjoy it, and walk away. Or better yet, make an entire day out of it or an afternoon out of it. It doesn't have to be a whole day of eating ice cream. Um, Turn on Netflix, grab the pint, an hour, 20 minutes later, to be honest, you finish it and you're just like, man, that was a really good ice cream. Another form of ice cream I enjoy is at a restaurant. Anytime you have like a really fatty meal that just clings onto your mouth and you want to cleanse your palate, can't really go wrong with a hot chocolate lava cake. The contrasting temperature between ice cold vanilla ice cream and a hot lava chocolate cake is just beautiful. You can't go wrong with it. I don't know anyone that's ever complained about it, but one of the best options out there. Well, lastly, for a nice casual strolling around, out and about type of ice cream, gelato. A scoop of pistachio gelato is a great way to end a nice night out with a friend on a date. It's ice cream, amazing. So one of the most challenging part of my professional career has always been, and I've gotten better about it, is communication. Being a big part of the multidisciplinary care team. Um, in the past, I've always been a little bit hesitant to give my opinion, but now that I have a lot more experience under my belt, and it doesn't come in 1 or 2 years, it definitely takes time. Um, I feel like that my voice has gained a lot more weight behind it. I now actively participate in all these care plans, and daily rounds, knowing that my contribution, my opinion, means a lot to the patient and to the team. In the past, I've always been the type of therapist who's been a little bit more shy and just went along with whatever the team wanted. This has hurt a few patients of mine in the past, especially my asthmatics when I was younger, where the team thought that we can space them out from a Q2 to a Q3, when in reality it might have been a little bit too soon, thus causing us to take a step back and start all over. I regret that, but now I know that I'm growing and I can forgive myself for those experiences, and knowing that if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be the therapist that I am now, who speaks up for the team or for the patient. And lastly, how have I professionally grown from Boise State? Boise has provided me an environment to seek out more education and apply what I've learned into bedside. For example, we have done so many readings in the past for COPD, for CPAP, sleep studies, asthma. All of this has been really useful to my everyday practice at bedside. So thank you, Boise, for giving me that environment and actually giving me that push that I need to expand my knowledge, and expand my practice. So yeah, Boise has been a wonderful experience so far.